can I just say to good old Sakurai that he did really well in making Joker? I mean, I've never played so well with a character before. It's amazing. It's just downright amazing that we got a character like Joker. And no, I'm not even kidding. Joker's a really fun character. I gotta say that much too. I mean, just don't mind the fact that I'm doing really bad here. Okay, I'm not good with the DLC characters. Wait, this is not the point of this video. No. Excuse me. I was so caught up in playing as Joker that I momentarily forgot what I was doing. Well, let's go fix that. Hello, everybody. Seeky the Kid here. And while I just showed off a bit of Joker gameplay, by that I mean me sucking as playing as Joker, I'm going to be able to announce the real new Let's Play that we're doing. That's not what I wanted to do. Where's the home button? There we go. And yes, you can see it right there. We are, of course, playing we're playing Ace Attorney. Yes, I know, weird intro, but intro out of the way. We are starting Ace Attorney, the trilogy. But objection, I hear you all saying. I said we would be playing Splinter Cell. I lied. Well, I didn't. It's just that I realized that playing a rated M game for my channel may not be what I want, especially if it's a game like Splinter Cell. So I ultimately decided to do something else. Now, the only reason why we're still on this screen is because my phone made a weird sound, so I'll be right back once I fix that. Okay, I finally fixed it. Perfect. Now, let's begin. Oh god, my phone made weird noises again, but we aren't done. We aren't there yet. Welcome. Ah, that's music. So, bit of backstory. So, truth be told, I have played the first game, but that was a couple years ago. I have never played Justice for All or Trials and Tribulations, as I have been busy with other things. But I believe it'd be a fun way to play a game series that I really think deserves a lot more, good old viewing and representation. What I'm trying to say is, please make Phoenix a Smash Brothers character. I think that'd be a really funny and really cool concept. Anyway, let's begin with the first Ace Attorney. We are, of course, going to start with the first turnabout.
Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this! I've gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him! I'll make it look like Sonic Hedgehog Hairman did it.
Alright, I'm joking. Well, it kinda looks like it. I thought it'd be funny. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. Defendant lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous! Sorry, I can't do Phoenix's voice. I know he has an actual voice. I'm just bad at doing it. Right! I can't do female voices either. Oh, hiya, Chief. Woo, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Which, by the way, is actually a bad thing. Trust me, if you ever become a lawyer, don't take on cases with people you know, because you might start freaking out a little too much. Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him, especially if it's something like this. Don't ever do that in real life. This is a game, though, so it's fine. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell them I'm guilty! Give me the death sentence! I ain't afraid to die! What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her! I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh. Nick, you gotta tell me! Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Yes, because murder's not that complex. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy was arrested. Excuse me. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Perfect name. Probably never got made fun of. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the Butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do! It is now 10 a.m. Man, I like how they updated all the graphics. It makes us look more like a visual novel, I'll say that. Though I've rarely actually seen any visual novels, truthfully. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
I remember, like, Payne had this really weird high-pitched voice.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Okay, I can't do that. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances,
this will never happen in a real court.
I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. I can't talk. I'm too old for all these big words.
Yes, Your Honor.
And shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. I can't talk still.
The defendant in this case is Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report over... the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's names. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the R button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Who's the victim in this case? We're gonna push R. And as you can see, her name is Cindy. Meaning, it's Cindy Stone. Cinderblock, I love it. Cindy Stone. The victim is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death?
She died because she was, as we read, it was hit by a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then, first a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm just gonna give him that voice because I can't give him the high-pitched one I'm pretty sure he has.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
A statue in the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. So let's go take a look at this. As you can see, same thing. We can't change anything, but I forgot to show, we have this. Profiles. We get to see information. So here's Maya. She is 27. Or Mia, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that. Larry Butts, 23. Cindy Stone, she was killed at age 22, and Payne is 52 years old. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R button to check the court record frequently. I will try not to do that too much because I know that might be annoying to some people, but I will be glad to show it off and, you know, show our profile so that way you guys can get an understanding of who we're dealing with.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem! Mr. Butts, it's not true that the victim had recently dumped you.
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Anthony! Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumb. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies.
I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on the 7th, July 30th, excuse me. The day before the murder. It took me so long just to remember a date. Indeed, appears she have returned the day before the murder. Let's see if we can do anything else with it. No, we can't. Sometimes you can, you know, get a better analysis of an object. Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but she did not have a large income. She appears to have had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We could clearly see what kind of woman Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what did you think of her now?
Right? I don't think you want to have him answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to the case. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant?
That chain she dog.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna just drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy. This is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I didn't, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? What do I do? Have him answer honestly. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth! Yeah, I was there, I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts, dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. There it is.
Objection! Your Honor!
I can't. It sounds like my Toad voice. Fine.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying!
Lying?
Prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
I wonder who this is.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building.
Hey, it's a newspaper boy.
Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit
to the stand. I frankly saw it that Mr. Frank Sawit was there. Oh great, look, it's Mr. Murder.
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct?
Oh yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony.
I hope my voices don't bother you guys.
Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. That's when I saw her lying there. A woman, non-moving, dead.
I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working.
I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why was the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor.
However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor. All right, Wright. This is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying?
No!
Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony, or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? Snake was just found 3 times in a row. You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Let's see. He honestly said that it was at 1. Of course, that does benefit what he said, how the phone was not working. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Just jump from the desk, throw it in his face, and rub it till his face is gone. Open the court record with the R button, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. You gotta buff that face with that paper. Witness's account.
I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment.
Press! Hold it! Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd that you would take notice of him.
I don't know, he just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime.
How'd you know that? The defendant requests the witness refrain from conjecture.
Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious, so what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him.
Phoenix, right way. You press everything!
Half open, you say? Yes, the door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came close to the door. That's odd. In a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment.
What gave you the idea to look into that?
Well, the door is half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing.
Sure, words had never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did pain cut him off so quickly?
So you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead.
Are you sure she was dead?
Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere.
I guess that would look fatal to anyone.
Very well, what happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside.
So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Keyword on anything.
Yes, I mean no, nothing.
Okay, what happened next?
I thought to call the police immediately.
You thought to call the police? Doesn't that mean you didn't actually call them?
Please, please, listen to the rest of the testimony.
You thought to call the police. What happened next? The phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working?
Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't right.
But you said you didn't go in the apartment, or did you?
Oh, that I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call.
And the phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. You could push the present button, but not do it. I'm just taking a look. Let's see. 4 to 5. Okay, that's all.
Oh, there.
Why use a public phone?
Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at nearby apartments.
Alright, what time did you call again?
I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m.
Now, we got him.
You said 1, but it was 5. You're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
Oh, that! This is trivial! The witness merely forgot the time!
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
Wait! I remember now!
Would you care to give your testimony again? The time of discovery.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
I don't even need to press that because power outage.
Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
Yeah, I mean, the power was out completely.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right, you know what to do. I've got this one. Time of the discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. You moron!
Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Yeah,
The defense has proven a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sawit?
The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Hearing the time.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. I don't even need to try again! I mean, I know I should press it because it'd be funny, but still. We kinda... I'll press this one. The murder weapon?
Yes, the table clock was used as a weapon.
That's what I just said. Did you guys have a testimony? Something's fishy here. Must have been what I saw.
Yeah, the murder weapon. The murder weapon!
Boop. I keep forgetting that X is objection, not A, and I keep pushing it.
Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor. Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud.
As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness' testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yes! Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. How is that even possible? And besides, as well as just
Clearly a contradiction. He also was the murder weapon, and you know, all that makes it even worse. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment.
You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there!
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice.
That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you.
Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face!
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never, look, the clock, I heard, no, I saw, take my toupee. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, it was him. He killed her, and he should burn, get death.
And he lost it. That's what we call a, what's it called again? Freak out? A breakout? I don't remember. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think through it carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. In fact, which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock here, now, in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep.
I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to sound the time. I can't talk. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death.
So,
Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one.
Ha! Ha ha! You forgot one thing.
Uh-oh, what's he doing right now?
While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case.
He's right. How am I gonna prove that?
Damn it, I was so close.
I'm pretty sure this is it. I'm trying to think of time differences. I think that's 9 hours fast. Seems like the crucial support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you. Fortunately, this ends across. I came all this way.
Here, to testify, look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. Your lawyers are all slime.
Grr, almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing you can do about it now. Not so fast, Mrs. Sawit. Yeah, I mean, Chief.
Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this thing, but Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. That doesn't mean you can't win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting. In fact, assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock running 3 hours slow? Because I'm pretty sure it's not 3 hours slow, 9 hours fast. I'm pretty sure the math works. Figure out the reason, you have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes! Wait! Maybe I can't prove it. You must have the evidence somewhere. Prove it. Find it and let them have it. It's the Paris. You say the clock is 3 hours slow. Have you found the evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Ha! Tough words to see you pull this one off.
Let's see the evidence that proves the clock is running 3 hours slow. The passport! The victim had just returned home from aboard the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sowett. Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
Now, Tears, to be honest, you know what he could say? Do you have proof she didn't set it when she got home? But he doesn't do that.
Rabies!
Yeah, I think he's dead. He was foaming at the mouth there.
Order, order, I say!
Well,
this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is all only a formality, but the court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Confetti!
I remember that much from when I played the game for the first time that I actually lost this case the first time I did it a couple years ago because I kept trying to, press everything because I thought that's what you had to do. And then I found present and I was like presenting everything I could and I was like, wait, why won't it work? I didn't realize I was doing it wrong. Turns out that Frank Sowett was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowett let himself do his dirty work. While searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sowett grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And struck her dead. It's now 2:32 p.m. Wow, that is kind of quick. I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no! I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Like, gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Gotta love that little joke Capcom had to slip in. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? From me? Wait, wasn't this... Yeah, that is. He stole evidence. Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Mementos. I should have played on Mementos when I did that little Smash intro. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to cry? Larry, are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I have not heard anyone say that before. That's sarcastic. I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, right.
What the heck is she talking about?
Talking, of course, about the clock. A heavy clock? I think she can. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about that clock?
This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever, she probably just needed
The clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer.
Really, I am. Thanks.
Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. Actually, one thing. You never get the judge's profile. Nah. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to the innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why he became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I would never be able to keep. The end. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time for the next case. Turnabout Sisters. See you all then. Gotta make a memento.